What's the first food ever mentioned in the Bible? Hey, pretty, what I guess?
Um, Meat, maybe.
I mean, I can't see where that's logical, but no. The first food ever mentioned in the Bible is ta-da! Apples, right? And so today we're gonna put an apple tree on the homestead, and I get to thinking, I'm like, that should be the first thing when you're thinking about setting up a homestead. Like, think about it. First of all, the tree takes so long to grow. When we plant this, it's gonna take roughly 3 years before any growth. They're basically 2 years old now. So setting up, you really want to make your first thing be apple, cherry, pear. These fruit tree can last in the winter climate zone. They don't die, they just lose vegetation during winter and then they germinate back during spring. So they're perfect for the weather. I said this because I'm a tropical farmer. So everything I do, I never had to check climate. So we're gonna plant the apple tree, and we got two different brands. We got the delicious, the golden delicious, and
Mm-hmm.
we got the red delicious. And we can't wait to brew our first apple cider. That's what I'm really excited about the apples for. What's your plan for apples, babe?
Apple pie.
Apple pie. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's up. So there's a few things now that you know that, hey, fruit tree should definitely be on my piece of land. You're gonna tell yourself, how do you plant it? Now, from experience, we have planted a muscadine grape for 2 years now. It has not grown, one because of the deer, but the size of the stem didn't grow for me, and I was confused until I did my research. It turns out when you get these rooted plants, am I in the full frame? You seeing
Mm-hmm.
everything? When you get these rooted plants, you cannot plant them in the soil, the bag. You have to plant them directly in the soil so they don't be, because if you plant them in the soil that they come in, they're gonna think that they're still in a pot, and so the root won't grow, the plant won't advance. And that's what happened to the muscadine grape. I'm hoping if I dig it up, remove the soil, and put it back in the native soil, the muscadine grape won't take off. So the first step to planting this is we're gonna put it into some water to soak and remove it from the, and we'll already set up our water over here. We're gonna remove the tree from the soil that it came in and give it some time to soak in the water. So when we introduce it to the hole, it's okay. So let's see what we got here. We're gonna just gentle. So even they knew that you have to do it like this. They didn't put it in any dirt. That's just mulch.
Oh.
And here we have the root. It's all trimmed up and stuff like that. We're gonna keep the tag on it just so we can identify it. Okay, so this is the grafting point, and when you're planting it, you must not make it past you mustn't make it the dirt past the grafting point for whatever reason it is. And what the grafting point is, hope I'm not talking too fast for you, is that they got a species that has stronger roots, that is more susceptible to nature outside, and then they graft on the desired species to the stronger root,
Hmm.
so that the stronger root would, thrive and give a species. So basically, this is a different apple tree from this, and you don't want this apple tree. This is probably sour apple or something like that,
Mm.
because you can graft mango onto mango, apple onto apple.
I like sour apple though.
Uh,
Or is it gonna be like a mixture?
I'm not sure, but it's just not. Why would you buy a delicious red for sour apple?
No, I thought you get like one half delicious and one like Granny Smith
Well, they don't
sour
give
apple.
bonus in America, so that's not how it is
Oh, okay.
designed to work. So let's just soak these. We're gonna put, and we also have the delicious, the golden delicious. We're gonna put it inside Zing area. We're gonna give her some shade, and hopefully she like apple. Whenever they come, she'll be big enough to enjoy them and stuff like that. So, God, they twine this one tight.
Uh-huh. I can
Gosh.
see.
Oh gosh. It's poking the hell out of me. But I'm a savage. Ah, ah. Okay. So again, you just gently remove it from its container. Put it in the water. I was tempted to keep them in the green room until they started flowering, but I think it would be better for them to be outside to get. So all right, for us, I'm not only using the apple tree for fruits, it's also a decorative, a part of the landscaping. And I've came in because I'm a prune back this tree here. I'm proving about this. So we're going to coordinate to this point. Kind of want to keep it. The princess like driving on the lawn.
Oh, no. That's normally where we wash our cars.
So we can still pass between the trees here. So and cut the lawn in a figure 8. So I'm putting it right here. Usually I have to call 811 to dig, but they came out last year and traced the power line and everything. So I know where everything is at already. So I think I wanted it here, so but that was kind of out of line, so I'm thinking right here. Now it's time to dig. I see everybody using shovel. You gotta put your back into it. Put your back into it. And oh, there's some nice dirt right here. Alright.
Yeah, they look kind of dark.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect.
So I'm thinking 6 inches tall. Should be good. It's not that big of a plant. It will drive it through then itself. Oh, landscaping big. Bigger all. Bigger all.
Okay, so I estimated 6 inches based on how small it is, and watch it. Bam, I'm right. So we're gonna soak the hole with some water, and then we're gonna plant it, and then we're gonna move into why I'm going to have to erect a deer fence around it, although it's in the name, deers and rabbits. So let me pour a little bit of this root water in there. And it is early spring. We're hoping to get an inch of rain every week, but if not, we'll come and we'll water it manually. So whenever you're planting fruit trees like these, as I say, apple, anything, remember to remove them from the soil like they come in, the medium they come in. Give them a bath, a root bath. And oh, I got some Calmag. I'm going to water them with Calmag for a couple weeks to see if I can provoke root growth. But yeah, at this point, as I said, we start to talk nutrients. And I'm sure, as I say, this is rich, nice dark rich dirt with a lot of nutrients. And after I finish planting, I'm going to pack chicken manure around around it. Based on the advice, you must put the nutrients in the soil. You don't want the root to become lazy and sit inside the dirt. As I say, any difference in soil from the dig area to the natural area is going to cause the root to think it's in a pot. So if you're fertilizing it, fertilize it from above after you finish planting. And so the time is up on soaking now. Everybody's supposed to be good. And we're gonna set our apple tree. Wish us luck. On the delicious red. I can't wait for this apple cider. We're gonna enjoy it together, people. Together. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. So now we gotta ask yourself, predators, you know, infection, all of that, you gotta look after your tree now until it becomes mature enough to survive outside. On the tag they promise us that it's GMO free. I have one person commenting the validity of my GMO method. So, so I'm here. So tell you that we purchased this GMO free. We plan to use just chicken manure and maybe a little raw nutrients, fish bone meal, stuff like that to get it done. Okay, so the root is in the natural thingy. We can go ahead and kind of reuse some of this. Create like a mulch bed. Still waiting on rent the mulcher to create with mulch for the next year or two. Look at that, it's a beautiful baby.
Yes. So how
Beautiful baby.
You took your words right up my mouth.
I'm a good boy, baby.
Yes. Oh.
I'm a good boy, baby.
Lately.
Lately. Okay. Okay. And this. It's just us trying to deter any animal. Wait, pause. Okay. So now we have our plant set. We drove 2 sticks and we're gonna use some leftover fabric from our deer fence to border and protect with. I think it needs 4 stakes, babe.
Ooh, yeah, it probably does. Oh wait, see? Are you already seeing how it's gonna look?
Oh.
Cause she didn't even have one of the, oh.
Okay guys, so it's day number 2. Good morning, Prince. And we finally got them done. So we put the apple tree, the second one. So this is the yellow delicious. This is the yellow delicious. And that's the golden delicious over there. And we finally get them done. In here, so it's already protected, deer fence protected, but we gotta kind of keep it from Zing. Zing will eat up it, so. Now, the next one of my upcoming videos and project is how we're gonna repurpose these old tires into strawberry beds. So stay tuned for that one. But right now, we're here checking out Zing. Top of the morning to you, Zing. Her shell used to be so spiky from her being inside, not getting enough sunlight, but eventually she got enough sunlight and she's doing good now. So yeah, this is our apple delicious. We're gonna water them for a couple, and I'm gonna wait until I see leaf start protrude. You know, they start to push out leaf and whatnot before I start to give them fertilizer. Yes, Prince. Right, right. So yeah, I remember that apple trees, rabbit, deer love apples. So you might want to find out if you have deers in your area. I'm trying to get myself in the video. Deers in the area or whatnot, and it's nice and tentified, are nice and protected. So, okay, as I was saying, we pay $17 for each. We're not sure. We just grab these ones from Tractor Supply, but I do definitely know that whatever I'm getting next, we're gonna go to a nursery. I do know that whatever we get in next, I'm going to go to a nursery and get it, because these could be a little bit bigger. So these going to take me a little bit longer, and I guess that's why they sell it for 13. You understand? I guess if you get like because I used to plant trees as a landscape, and you can get full grown trees, everything. They'll use the machine and cut the root in a ball. And those were 250 back then. So if we're counting for inflation, I think like for $500, you can really get a scaled up size apple tree planted on your property. It just depends on how much time you have. You know, I let my wife trick me into forever, so I feel like I have time. Don't make nobody trick you to go homesteading. They gonna be sitting down in the car like this while you're outside. So this is how homesteading goes. She convinced you, oh, let's go get a homestead, and then you go build the homestead, and she go come out and supervise and make sure that homestead get built. But we're not complaining. We're not complaining. So as I say, for my takeaway is timing and size. I feel like whenever this should be the first thing you do. So once you find piece of land, you purchase your land, you know your boundary, you know it perk in everything. Once you have it and you're like, okay, time to start build a homestead, like a blank canvas. You put in your apple tree, your cherry trees, because these trees take time, and you can shave time off of them by buying them from an orchard or nursery at a couple years old, and you should be good. But for us, we're starting a little bit younger, cost effective. Plus, we like to put in the work. You know what I mean? They can be like family heirloom. So we're gonna see which one grow faster, or which one bear first, and we're gonna see their pollination process. I'm wondering if they're gonna cross pollinate each other, seeing like how they are basically of the same variety. So that's what's up. The next thing we have to do is we have to find out what kind of nutrients they really like. My go-to fertilizer is chicken poop compost with other natural stuff. I know something I like to have is fish bone meal. As I say, we go on this channel. I can't see so far into this channel, future people, because we're gonna experiment with a fishing pool and try to propagate some fish. But we're not there yet. We're still trying to get this right. We just got it to complement that tree. I do have plans whenever this tree get old enough and like it rotten and die, we're gonna put a next fruit tree there and eventually replace it. We like the cedar and we like this, but fruit tree there, we're gonna put a blueberry bush in between those two bush to kind of create a wall. And when the blueberry bush get big enough, we replace those two with more blueberry bush. Understand me? What can you grow on 1 acre? How can you use 1 acre? I think that whosoever did measurement came up with 1 acre because it's the first. 1 acre. They would have measured it and asked themselves like, how much land do a family need to create a homestead? Because when 1 acre was conceived of, There was no supermarket, there was no nothing. So the 1 acre is designed for homesteading.